Alright, I'm going to go over the JavaScript files that go into building the site. So we kept it pretty neat and tidy as far as the JavaScript goes. As we mentioned in the featured slider video, there's only one section that's on actual pages, and that's the featured slider JavaScript, and it's located under the slider. Other than that, we only have 4 JavaScript files that we use. So the first one is jQuery, and that's just basically a JavaScript library that powers everything. The next one's Modernizer, and all that does is it works with browsers that are like Internet Explorer 7 and 8 and etc. that just don't have the ability to use HTML5 or some other advanced features that modern browsers like Firefox, Chrome, and Safari can use. This little JavaScript file brings those up to date so that your site works on all browsers. And I'm going to go and show you where jQuery and Modernizer show up. If I edit the index.html file, they're just all in the top section. So the first one that is called is Modernizer. As I mentioned before, you know what that is now. The next one's jQuery, and it might look a little funny that you might not have seen it before, but all it is the first one is calling to Google APIs, which is a hosted jQuery, and that's basically to help with page load. It's definitely a good common practice to use that one. And then what's under it is basically if you're editing the files locally, or if Google APIs ever goes down, you're going to use your local copy of jQuery. And it's just kind of a little backup in case Google's down, or you're on your local machine and you can edit the files without being connected online. And the next two are plugins and scripts, and we can go check those out. So the first one's plugins, and we have a table of contents so you can see what they are, and they're basically just all of the plugins that go into your site. So the first one's our navigation menu, and that's the JavaScript that powers our navigation. And then you can just go through and see kind of what they are: Lightbox, our Twitter plugin, featured slider, and our contact form validations at the bottom. And these are all plugins. You probably won't mess with these much unless you're gonna delete something for a specific reason. The next one's our script.js file, and you're probably gonna, if there's any of the files, you'll edit this one the most. And it's just like our other files. We have a table of contents to give you an idea of what everything is. So the first one's our menu activation, and there's some settings in there if you're that you can modify on most of these. Our scroll to the top, so that's our little JavaScript at the bottom that scrolls to the top, and so on. There's our Twitter feed. That's what you'll edit if you want to put your own Twitter feed and your own Flickr feed on your site, and etc. And I just kind of wanted to hit on those 4 JavaScript files so you have an idea on the structure and how everything works. It should be really nice and tidy though, and easy to use. If you're going to add a plugin or anything like that, just add it to the plugins.js file and all that kind of stuff. So that's the JavaScript section.